What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Wednesday team here. Today, you have myself, AlphaDog Bets, here with my guy, JD, from Line Movers. JD, how are you today, bro?
Doing good, man. It is a Wednesday. The week is moving along nicely, and yeah, man, just doing really well.
Hell yeah, we love to hear it. When you're doing well, we're all happy you're doing well. And J-Bo's already dropping games. We've been live for 18 seconds. We appreciate it, J-Bo. That's the first game we're breaking down today, so don't you worry. We already have it on the slate. J-Bo is also saying, what's up, fellas? Let's cash today. Parlay Prince looks like he's on the Angels today. Very interesting there. And J-Bo is also looking for a little Rangers-Orioles action. That is not on our list today, but we will bring that up. And Stetsy boy, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Could not agree more. Happy Wednesday to everybody, except for Johnny Lasagna, who had a nasty, terrible game for the Yanks last night. JD, as we always do on this show, we're going to recap how we did on the previous day. So we're going to go over our Tuesday recap. I'll jump in here next. My big play was the Mariners. We were able to cash that, and we had a pretty good, profitable day. So the Alpha Dog team carried over our profitable Monday and carried it into Tuesday. So profited both days this week. JD, how'd you do?
Good, man. Yeah, as far as the show, best bet was on the full game over there. That was a nice, easy, no sweat winner. Then just overall in the day was good. Little under a 7-unit day, so very happy with that. And that means we've now profited 5 out of the last 6 days. So we are back rolling.
Love to hear that. Love to hear that. Well, JD, it's a big day in sports today. We have about 900 MLB games. We do have the NBA draft tonight, which we are going to kick off the show with in just a moment. But it's a great sports day today. What sport are you most looking forward to? Are you an NBA draft guy? Because that's one of my favorite events of the year.
I might not, man. I'm not. I really don't get into like any of the drafts actually like that much. I mean, actually, like I like care, like about that like top like 10 picks. Like I kind of like watch out for, but it's nothing that I really bet. I usually tend to try to follow along other people's picks that I trust.
Yeah.
And this year I could not get a single bet down because my friend sent me all of his picks that he had, and this was like a few hours after the fact. And dude, every single one had gotten so juiced. Everything went from plus 300 to minus 300, and so yeah, as far as currently, I have no bets, but I'm sure that we can find something though.
Yeah, I have a couple of things we're going to talk about here in just a moment. And like I said, we do have a great MLB slate as well, so we will be diving into that in just a few moments. But before we do, JD, one last time we get to use this gift for a little bit. One last time we get to use the NBA little thing that we have here. I love that we get to do that. So let's dive into a little NBA draft talk. JD, we all know who's going first overall. Cooper Flagg will be the first pick in this draft. Let me see exactly what it would pay if you put $100 on Cooper Flagg right now. You'd win 10 cents. So I think we know who's going to go first pick. You would have to bet $1,000 on Cooper Flagg to be the first pick right now to make $1 on him going first. So we already know where he's going to go. We also already know who the second pick is going to be. The second pick is going to be Dylan Harper. Let's see the odds right now. If you put $100 on Harper to go second, you would make 50 cents. 50 cents. So this is one of the few years that we do know the first and second pick. But after that, things are getting a little interesting. Right now, the heavy favorite to go third overall is VJ Edgecombe. And if the draft holds the way it is, if there is no trade movement for that third pick, VJ Edgecombe will go third. But JD, there is a team in this year's draft that I believe has 5 picks in the first 27. 5 first-round picks in the first 27 selections, and that's the Brooklyn Nets. There's a player who's sitting on the board who was originally projected to be a guaranteed top 3 pick. He was supposed to go over Dylan Harper, and that is going to be his teammate out of Rutgers, Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey has had the weirdest offseason I have seen out of any draft prospects. He's refused to do any workouts. He's refused to do any interviews. When they have asked him if he'll be interviewing with anybody, his agent said if you want to pay him, he will do interviews. It's been a really weird approach that him and his agent have taken, but they appear to know the team that they're going to go to. Everything coming out of the Bailey camp is, we don't want to do anything. We don't have to do anything because we know where we are going. So one of the hot rumors right now is that the Brooklyn Nets are trying to pick up Ace Bailey, who is from the backyard of Brooklyn. He's from New Jersey. He went to Rutgers. And there's some value right now at him going third overall. So Ace Bailey's currently projected to go 6 to the Wizards. That's where he's the favorite to go. He's plus 105 to be 6. Nobody else has shorter odds than a plus 350, and that's going to be Jeremiah Fierce. However, Ace Bailey's plus 300 for the 4th pick, and he's plus 600 to go third overall. I do think it's worth a shot, JD, to take Ace Bailey at both of those positions, to go third at plus 600 and to go 4th at plus 300. I think there's value because it does appear that the Nets are looking to move up and make a splash. There's no way in hell the Nets are going to make 5 selections tonight. They can't afford to have 5 first-round rookies on the team. They're going to be moving throughout the night. What do you think about taking a flyer on Ace Bailey at plus 600 to go third overall? Because I do think there is a strong possibility he could get traded, and there's definitely value there at a plus 600.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if the option is just, maybe there, but I mean, yeah, it is actually worth it. And actually, at DraftKings right now, you can get a plus 700.
Wow.
And I know there's a lot of shit going on with FanDuel and DraftKings, and so DraftKings does have the better odds here. But yeah, that's one I haven't heard as much as actually you have.
Mm-hmm.
From everything I've heard, that the first 3, well, now really, to be honest, from what I've heard, the first 4 picks are pretty locked up. But like I said, you never know with somebody.
Trades are the big factor right now.
Yeah. So like I said, and actually, I'm not in it, that much to really know like everything behind that. So
yeah, I hear you. I definitely think there is value. I think it is worth a chance to take that. Thomas is here as well. We appreciate you tuning in, Thomas. We'll be covering. Are we going over that game today? No, we're not, but we'll talk about it if you want us to. Absolutely. So yeah, one other big storyline, JD, is what the Boston Celtics are doing right now. We're going to keep it short because I know that people want the MLB today. But do you think the Celtics trade either Jaylen Brown or Derek White? Because they could get a first-round pick, and we all know that the Celtics need to shed more cap. They've done a fantastic job trading away Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. I know they got nothing back for Kristaps Porzingis, essentially, but they shaved his terrible contract, which they need to do because of the second apron they were in. The NBA is very confusing right now with all the different aprons, with the ways the CBA is, with the way they have to do their contract. So you really have to take an in-depth look at how it goes to really understand how all of that is playing out. But the Celtics need to move more players. As of now, they're not going to go into next season with what they will have to pay in the luxury tax penalties. So they'll have to pay their whole salaries right now, every player. On top of that, they'll have to pay an additional $280 million just in luxury tax. And their new owners are not willing to do that. So we could see one of the 2 big trade targets from the Celtics move tonight. And maybe they go into the top 10 and try to get a player there who's young, who will be on a cheap deal because it's a rookie contract. And then they can keep Tatum and Brown that way if maybe they move a guy like Derek White. So there is a lot that will be happening tonight. And I know we're very excited to see what happens in the NBA draft. And back over to the comments. Joe is here saying Steelers with
Joe is already drunk, man.
I know. I don't know. If you watch JD on the NFL show that we do, he would not agree with you at all. He would probably try to slap you if you were in the same room. J-Bo saying, what's up, Joe? We appreciate you guys that are all friends in here, chatting it up, having a good time. And Joe, I agree. The Celtics definitely won the Drew Holiday trade, getting Anthony Simons. I'm not a big Simons guy, but they did need to move cap, and that's what they did. And they got an expiring contract back in Simons. So if they have to trade him mid-season or whatever the case may be, I do think that was a very good deal that the Celtics have made. They've done a fantastic job this off season. Excuse me. Had a cough there. All right, JD. I think that's going to do it for draft talk. This one's pretty chalk this year. There's not a lot of bets you can make day of on the draft, and we kind of know a lot about it, of what's going to happen. So let's move on to the MLB, the meat and the potatoes, and we're going to start with an absolute banger game today with the best pitching matchup of the day by far. We have the Pirates, we have the Brewers, we have Paulie Skeens going for the Pirates, who, let me just say, saying this out loud is painful. He has a 1.85 ERA and a 0.88 whip. Such good numbers, and he comes in with a record of 4-6. Somehow, he's 4-6 with a sub-2 ERA and a sub-0.9 whip. That is pathetic from the Pirates. There's no other way to put it. On the other side, Jacob Mizorowski, the hard-throwing giant, the guy who's 6'7", throws 102 miles an hour. He's 2-0 in the year with a 1.6 ERA. His whip is a 0.55. Now, granted, he's only pitched in 11 innings this year. He's given up 1 hit on the year and 5 walks, but he's been absolutely electric. JD, we're going to start with you so I can tweet out this game. We got the Pirates. We got the Brewers. Best pitching matchup of the day by far. What do you got?
Yeah, man, this should be a fun game. This is a game that I'm definitely going to watch. Um, well, maybe not the whole game, but at least the first five. um, the thing on this game is these teams, the Pirates are just not playing well. No, they're actually not playing well currently. I believe they're 3-7 their last 10. The Brewers have been raking. They've been putting up some. They've been putting up a lot of runs. I believe they're 7-3 their last 10. But yeah, if you just look at the Brewers, their past 5 games, if you just go through those really quick, they've put up 9, 4, 9, 9, and 17 runs. So like I said, the bats are just absolutely raking currently. Um, so as far as the edge there, the Brewers definitely have that because the Pirates bats, they're the opposite. And actually, just like you also said, during actually Paul Skeens starts, you can tell that they are not putting up runs because you shouldn't have numbers that good and then have a record that's still not even 500.
You know what it reminds me of, JD? King Felix Hernandez, when he was on the Mariners and won his Cy Young with like a 5-12 record or something absurd, but had a crazy ERA and WHIP, looks similar to that. And our guy Footy is here, who feels attacked. We do apologize. Maybe your Pittsburgh Pirates. Maybe you need to donate to the Pirates, Footy. Maybe you need to help them because they clearly need some cash to buy some better players because it's insane what they do. I feel bad for guys like you and Pirates fans because there's such talent that you guys could have, but you always trade it away. You draft very well. The players come up and they're good. Then you move them. And so for the fan base, I do feel bad. It's got to be difficult.
But so yeah, as far as this game, I mean, so as far as the edge, as far as the lineup goes, I mean, well, just like I said, the Brewers definitely have an edge there. As far as Paul Skeens goes, we've already said it. I mean, actually, he has been good. I will say his last game out versus the Tigers did have 5 walks. So we normally don't see actually that like many walks from like him, so that's something to definitely keep an eye on. He did only give up 3 hits in that game, but he did give up 2 earned. Then on the other side, the kid Jacob Mizorowski. Yeah, I mean he hasn't pitched in very many innings, like you said, but gosh, he's been good. And this Pirates lineup just does not scare me in any way. So I think that basically, what it comes down to is I think that the Brewers have a better chance of actually getting to Skeens than actually like the Pirates do to getting to Mizorowski. So I actually grabbed the Brewers here. I grabbed them on the money line at actually minus 105. And actually, I am going to go the full game here.
Jabo, I do apologize. You're not getting an F5 play because I'm not on the F5. I do have an official play. But before I go into that, you take a look at how the Brewers have done against Paul Skeens in their career. It's quite bad. Sal Frelick, the leadoff hitter, is 0 for 6. Churio's 1 for 2. Yelich 2 for 6. Hoskins 1 for 2. Then Bryce Terang 0 for 6. Caleb Durbin 0 for 2. And there's only 1 RBI that's been given up against him, and that's Rhys Hoskins, who has 1. All of those guys who have had at least 2 bats against him have struck out at least one of those 2 bats against him. So it's pretty crazy. One more thing to look at, JD, which I think is funny. I know you called Mizorowski the kid. He's younger than Paul Skeens. They're both 23. I had to look it up. They're about a month apart. They're both kids. But it's crazy that you don't really look at Paul Skeens like that, right? You look at a guy like Mizorowski we haven't seen. Yeah. But Skeens is such a stud. He was here all last year. Excuse me. You don't really realize he's just 23 years old, which is absolutely crazy. But Jabo, here's my official play in the game. So I sent this out to VIP about an hour and a half ago when the total was still at a flat 7, and I got the under 7. I still like it at under 6.5, but if you can buy it up to 7, I like it a lot more. I do think both offenses will struggle here. We all know the reasons why. Both pitchers are flamethrowers. They come in throwing gas, and I think both offenses will struggle in this spot. You guys know me. I'm not a big under 6.5, under 7 backer. We all know that's a number that I like to bet the over. Historical data shows that on that number, you do like to go on the over normally. But with these 2 teams, with the Pirates offense being as bad as it is, I do think Paul Skeens is going to go into Milwaukee and shut them down pretty well as well. I can see the Brewers winning this as a 2-1 game, 3-1 game, something very low, and I do lean the Brewers on the side. But I'm definitely taking the under in this spot. And Jabo, I would still take the under 6.5 if that's the only line you have available, because that's what I'm seeing on most books. So I'm not going to tell everyone, oh, I got 7, sucks for you. I still do like it at the 6.5, but if you could buy it up to 7, I do like it a little bit more. All right, JD.
Yeah, really quick on that. If you do want that 7, the best place to get that 7 is BetMGM. You can get a 7 at actually only minus 118.
That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. So I would take that.
there's definitely the play there.
If
So
you
yeah,
like the under. If you agree
yeah.
with me, that's definitely the play I would take. All right, JD, let's keep it rolling right along to the second game. Ruling right along. That is not an accurate phrase. Let's keep it moving right along to the next game we're breaking down today, which is going to be the Athletics taking on the Tigers. The game is in Detroit, so you know how good Detroit has been at home. Pitching for the Athletics is Jacob Lopez. He's 1-4 in the year with a 4.25 ERA. You may be thinking, I haven't really heard of this guy, Jacob Lopez. Has he pitched enough innings to really get a read on him? The answer is yes. He has pitched almost 40 innings on the year so far, so we do have some good data on him. On the other side for the Tigers, we have Jack Flaherty. Flaherty is 5-8 on the year with a 4.83 ERA. And man, Flaherty is a guy I figured would eventually get it going, but he really just hasn't. He has been one of the weak spots in this rotation for the Detroit Tigers. Over to you, JD. We got the Tigers. We got the A's. What do you got?
Yeah, man. Jack Flaherty. He's been one of those guys that have really pissed me off on the show over the past couple months here, because every time I come in here and say that he's going to get hit up, he somehow just does not. But I'm like, I'm telling y'all, he's not that good. Like, he's really not. And finally, his past two starts, he has shown that. His last start, he went 2.1 innings, give up 8 earned runs. The one before that versus the Reds, he went 4.2 innings, gave up 7 earned runs. He has definitely been walking guys. In his past 3 starts, he's given up 3, 5, and 3 walks. This is a guy that I just think that this A's lineup can actually get to some. Then on the other side, the Tigers are at home. They actually do hit well at home, and I do expect them to get to Jacob Lopez. His numbers really aren't that actually bad, especially his past few actually starts here. But the Tigers at home are just a little bit of a different beast there. So that's why I definitely like that. But the main thing in this game, though, is I don't understand it, but this total has been bet down. It's down to a flat 8 now. I am on the over here. We talk about it all the time in actually baseball with these trends, especially during the summer. Well, nobody's really been talking about it, but the Tigers are 10-0 to the over their last 10 games. So this is a streak where there's 2 pitchers on the mound that I think can be gotten to, and I'm just going to keep on riding it, man.
I respect it. I definitely respect it. If I were to take anything on this game, I would definitely take the over as well. This is one of the few games today I do not have any action on, so I'm not going to take a ton of time going over this, but I agree with you, JD. If I was to take anything on this game, I would definitely take the over, because I do think we will see a good amount of runs in this one. We have a little bit of breaking NBA news, a little free agency action regarding the Houston Rockets. Shout out Joe in the chat. We know you're a Houston guy. Fred VanVleet has been extended. That was a big conversation if they're going to be able to keep the veteran point guard in Houston, if they were going to extend him this year, and they did. He did get a 2-year deal worth $50 million. It's going to be $25 million a year. So congrats to the Rockets. You added KD.
Joe's actually not going to like that.
Really? Because I think FVV is a good player. I think he's a good player.
Joe actually wanted him gone. With actually the whole KD trade, dude. We really need to get Joe on, because when I asked him about it, he sent me paragraphs and paragraphs of why this KD trade was so awesome and what they were going to be able to do. I can't even begin to even go into it all. It was just so much. But I actually do know Fred was one of the pieces that actually he was thinking that they may actually get rid of.
Joe's here in chat dropping some exclamations. So I think he's Joe for $25 million. That's good value to get a guy like FEV. You need a leader on that team, and Kevin Durant is not a leader. He is not a leader. So I think FEV, he's more than just an on the court player for that team. I think that is a very, very good extension for them. Thomas is saying ILUD Oakland. I'm not sure what that means, but he says probably weather delays. Maybe I wasn't sure if he meant live in Oakland, but the game is in Detroit. So either way,
there it is.
Yeah,
there it is.
Joe is saying Fred is not worth $25 million. I totally disagree, brother. I totally disagree. You're paying for more than just his on the court performance, and $25 million is not a lot of money in today's NBA. It's really not. So we agree to disagree, brother. Let's keep it moving right along, JD, to a team I love, to a team you love, to a team that has been so good to us.
So
yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I was actually agreeing there. They've been so good to
Dude,
us.
they've been so good for us, the Mariners. They're coming in. They're taking on the Twins again. Twins are losers of 15 of their last 18 games, I believe. Shout out to our guy, Stetsy Boy. He's been commenting that every time I post the Mariners. It's a play. He keeps posting that record to kind of keep the good vibes going. So thank you for that, Stetsy Boy. Pitching for the Mariners today is George Kirby. Kirby is 1-3 on the year with a 6.15 ERA. On the other side is Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan is 7-3 with a 3.06 ERA. JD, are we taking the Mariners again? They've been getting it done game after game after game for us. They won 6-5 last night. They had a huge 5-0 lead. They let the Twins come all the way back 5-5, and then they pulled it out late. I thought they were going to lose that game once they gave up the 5-0 lead. We all have had those bets. You think you've already won a bet. You know, I'm laying on the couch making a little snack last night. I see it's 5-0. I'm feeling good. I'm not really monitoring it too closely. And then I look down, and it's 5-5. So everything flipped, was locked into the game, threw it on the big screen, was right back into it, but they were able to get it done. So good for them there. JD, all that being said, we got the Mariners, we got the Twins. Twins being a pretty decent favorite today. What do you got?
Yeah. So on the mound for the Twins, we have Joe Ryan. As far as on the year, I mean, actually, he's like been good. Was he 7-3, has a 3.06 ERA, a .91 WHIP. If you've been watching the past few games, he's just not great. Like he just keeps giving up runs. Like it's never anything crazy. Like he's not getting totally smacked up, but he is giving up runs though. And actually, as far as this Mariners lineup, we've been talking about it, man. This Mariners lineup is just hot.
Man, Big Dumper's a dog. There's nothing. You can't take anything away from Cal Raleigh right now. The guy is just unbelievable. He's unbelievable.
Right. Definitely. But just their last 5 games, they scored 6, 11, 14, 7, and 9 runs.
Yep.
So obviously, they're on a nice little over streak here. They're on a nice team total over streak here. They're actually just playing good ball. Yep. Then on the other side, for the Mariners today, they have George Kirby on the mound. Since his injury, since he's come back, his actually first start or two really wasn't that bad. Then last start versus the Cubs, he did give up 7 hits and 4 earned runs.
Yep.
Start before that wasn't bad, but as far as the walks, he was actually having a little bit of trouble there. The Twins are just like we said in yesterday's game. I mean, the Twins are just trying to not get swept. They're just trying to get back on track. The bats are really not the problem.
Yeah, we keep saying it every day. Every day we keep telling you guys what's wrong with this team, and every day it keeps showing you that we're right on reading it. Tell them, JD.
Yep. So this game, once again, I think the Twins bats are gonna be able to score some runs. But if the Mariners keep on doing what they're doing, I think they're going to score a little bit more. But this total is at 7.5, and I don't understand it because if you look at even actually what these teams do against both these guys, both teams hit the other guy well, especially the Mariners versus actually Joe Ryan. They hit him extremely well.
I think it's the weather, bro. I think it's the weather.
I don't care. This total should not be below.
I agree.
8. It just should not be below 8. So yeah, there's my play. I'm running it right back. So yeah, give me that over 7.5.
I'm going to be on the Mariners today, guys. If this game does get played, so this is one that there is possibility that this does get rained out. There is flash flood warnings all night tonight where this game is to be played. It is going to be 65 degrees where this plays as well tonight, and like I said, it is expected to be rainy, so I do think that is impacting the total here. That's probably why it's falling a little bit, but I'm with you, JD. I still think it goes over. I don't think that's going to be an issue affecting the total at all. Both these teams have been hitting. The Twins have been giving up a ton of runs, and like I said, I'm taking the Mariners at plus 115. They're just too hot right now. I don't care that Joe Ryan's on the bump. He's not an auto win. We talk about him all the time on this show. He's had a decent year, but he still does have a 3.06 ERA, which is a good ERA, but he can get hit. And when he does get hit, the ball can leave the yard. And I can see that happening absolutely in this game tonight. One more thing I'd like to look at is how these two teams have done against each other this season. The Mariners are 4-1 against the Twins this year. They have absolutely dominated them. Let's see them get to 5-1, and we'll cash a big plus 115 play there. JD, you think the Mariners get it done? I know you're on the over, but do you think the Mariners get it done?
Dude, the Twins right now, they're just on such a bad streak, man. I just
You
don't
can't take
see.
them.
I just don't see, especially laying a number like this. I just don't see how like you could confidently back them.
100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. Parlay Prince disagrees with us. He's saying, let's go Twins. Parlay Prince will be here tomorrow recapping this game. I hope I'm right. You might be right. We'll have to see how this one does play out. And Joe is doing the JD method. He's riding the team total over till it fails him twice. That is the JD style, so we love that. Benjamin, I did put this on the screen a minute ago, but didn't want to shout you out. What's up, brother? We appreciate you tuning in, as you always do. All right, JD, we only have one more game scheduled today, but Jabo wanted us to talk about the Orioles game, I believe, so we'll bring that up as well. And then if you have any other games you want us to talk about, or if anybody in the chat has any other games you want us to talk about, we are happy to go over whatever you guys would like. But, JD, let's move on to our last scheduled game of the day, which is going to be the Chicago Cubbies going to St. Louis yet again and taking on the Cardinals, who have Eric Fetty on the bump. Pitching for the Cubs is Matthew Boyd. Boyd has been a bet-on guy this year. He's 6-3 with a 2.8 ERA. On the other side, we have Eric Fetty. He's 3-6 with a 3.5 ERA. JD, this series has been interesting. The Cardinals have won both games. They've scored 8 runs in both games, so we will be addressing that. What do you like in this one? Cubbies are losers of 4 of their last 5. They've been ice cold, but they did run into a buzzsaw that we call the Seattle Mariners in their last series, so they did have a tough opponent who's really hot at the moment. What do you like in this one? Do you think the Cubbies get it done? What's also the line? I've heard this game has been moving the line has been moving all over. Yeah, the Cubs are now a minus 145. An hour ago it was a minus 135, so it's a little more difficult to take the Cubs straight up. But what do you think?
Yeah, that honestly takes out a lot of actually what I had to say on this game. Because what I was going to say is at the number that I got it at, because of they've been losing here, they've only won 1 out of their past 5, and then as far as the Cardinals, they've been hot. I believe they've won 8 out of their past 10.
They've been good like all year. Like weirdly, what's their record on the year now? Let me pull it up. 44-36 and 26-15 at home. This was a team that sold Paulie Good, that didn't re-sign Paul Goldschmidt, was looking to move Nolan Arenado in spring training. They were a team that they didn't even think they'd be good themselves. I think they've outperformed what everyone has thought they would be this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. But as far as the pitching matchup here, like you're saying, Boyd, I mean, he is definitely a bet-on guy.
For the first year in his career, right? The rest of his career, he's been a fade guy. It's kind of wild how much he's turned it around this year.
Yes, his actual numbers compared to this year, compared to his career, are actually nowhere close. But
nowhere close. It's wild.
Yeah, nowhere. And then as far as Fetty goes, he's somebody that I kind of pick and choose when to actually fade him.
Me too. Me too. Weirdly.
So, but this is a spot where just the starting pitchers, I just see such a big edge. And I played the first 5 on the Cubs, but now that first 5 number is literally 20 to 30 cents worse now. So I can't really recommend to play. If you want to play the Cubs on the first 5 run line and actually lay the half run, I really still don't mind that. I actually still see some extra value there, but I just wouldn't lay all the juice, because to lay the first 5 money line now, you're looking between minus 150 and actually minus 160.
Yeah.
So that's changed a lot, like you said, just over the past little bit here. So
yeah, I locked my play in. I locked all my plays in around 11 o'clock today Eastern, so about an hour and a half ago. I got this at a minus 133. It has moved all the way up to a minus 145. I still like the Cubs here. I do think Boyd's going to give them a quality start. I don't think the Cubs are going to get swept by the Cardinals. I know there's still one more game in this series, but I do think the Cubs have a big performance today. Their offense is too good to really not have a good showing in this one. And as JD said perfectly, the pitching matchup is pretty clear. who has the advantage, and it is Matthew Boyd of the Cubs. Feddy's been good. He's been okay, but he's 3-6 in the year. This team has not really hit for him, and at home, he's one of those weird pitchers that has bad reverse splits. So at home, he does have a 4.4 ERA compared to his season ERA of a 3.5. So like I said, he's pitched worse at home, and that's where he's going to be going today. I do expect a bounce-back performance from the Cubbies here. I took him on the money line minus 133, like I said, about an hour and a half ago. I would still take him up to a minus 145, but you guys know my rule. If you come to the show often, once it hits over minus 150, it's dead to me. I can't play it unless I'm going to parlay it and find a way to make a 2-team parlay out of it. So if you like it, I would take it now because this line keeps growing and growing and growing. So we'll see where this one ends up. But as of now, for me, officially, I am on the Cubbies at minus 135/minus 145, whatever line you can currently get it at. All right, JD, anything else in this game before we go over the Orioles-Rangers for J-Bo? Looks like we also have one more request here from Thomas asking about the Angels game. We can talk about that briefly as well.
No, for that one, that is going to be it for me.
That's going to be it for you. All right. Well, let me pull up the Rangers-Orioles game now. I believe that's the game he was talking about. 6:35 first pitch, Eastern time. Pitching for the Rangers is Jacob deGrom. deGrom is 7-2 in the year with a 2.24 ERA. The dude still has it. I mean, there's no other way to put it. When you take a look at his numbers, he still has it. He has a 0.92 whip. The guy has been fantastic. Pitching for the Orioles is Brandon Young. Brandon Young is 0-1 on the year with a 6.3 ERA. Any action from you on this game, JD?
You know what? This is one. As far as today, I actually have a lot of plays.
Me too. We were just talking about that before the show. How it's like abnormal how many plays we each have today.
This isn't one I looked into. I didn't realize Brandon Young was pitching. I thought it was going to be somebody else, actually. So that kind of changes me up here. Let's just cap this live here.
Let's do it.
All right. So you got Brandon Young. Brandon Young is not good.
Nope.
He has some great hair, but
great hair.
But as far as pitching the baseball, he is not the best.
Great.
What are our lines here?
I agree, Thomas. I agree.
Let me pull up some lines here. See how Texas has been doing.
Rangers in their last 5, they're 3-2, but you have to remember they've played Baltimore and Pittsburgh, 2 pretty bad teams this year.
I'm just trying to pull up something real quick. Dude, I'm like totally adding this. Give me the Rangers' first 5 minus a half run and actually minus 118.
Okay.
As far as a pitching, as far as a mismatch goes, this is about as big as you're going to get.
Yeah.
And I understand the Rangers, they haven't been a great team. Their bats have been really on and off. But as far as the O's, they're the same exact way though. And as far as these starters go, I am looking at the right thing. Yeah, Rangers first 5 minus a half at minus 118. Yeah, that's
I like it.
Yeah, there's a bet.
Your boy's here. He only comes here for you. He's never once brought me up. He only comes to talk to you. So your boy, Brucey, is here. What's up, Bruce? We appreciate you tuning in as always. JD, after you answer this one, I know you did just give out your pick, but what's your lock of the day for Bruce? Are you going to make him wait till best bets?
I do not have a team total for best bets, but I do have a team total. Let me see if it's moved. I hate to give out something if it's not available.
I know. That's why we keep checking everything, guys. That's why we bring up the current lines and what we bet it at, because we would like to give you guys the current line. We're not going to give you guys a stale line. I'm going to let you know if I bet it an hour and a half ago and I got a better line and it's moving, because that's good information to know where the line is going. But we're not going to give you guys stale lines. And we appreciate that, Bruce. Thank you very much. I feel better.
As far as the Dodgers, there was my one team total play today. Was the Dodgers team total over 6.5? I locked that in with actually clients earlier this morning at minus 125. Looks like you can still get a minus 133, which I would still play. Really like anything minus actually 135 or actually better there. I would still play, but if you're going to play it, I would definitely get it in now, because that number's going to probably go to 7.5. I would certainly think.
Yeah, I do as well. So take that if you got it. Before we go into that Angels game, JD, I have some more NBA draft rumors / news that is coming out. Utah Jazz are making a heavy push to try and acquire Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics, per Brett Siegel of the NBA. Let's see here. What pick exactly does Utah have in the first round? Because that will tell me if they actually have a chance. 2025 NBA draft order. I know a bulk of it, but I don't remember exactly where Utah's picking. Utah's picking 5th. That's right. So, hey, JD, remember when we were just talking? There could be a big trade in the first round that can give you guys some value because everything's a minus 400 for the first 5 picks. If we could find that, we could definitely get some value. And like I said, I do think there is going to be some trades that do happen in tonight's NBA draft. Alpha, did I get the OOCJ day? I don't know what that means. Let me know. And one more piece of news we're seeing that's coming out here, JD, and it's more about our guy, Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey's camp is saying that they do not want him to be drafted by the Hornets or the Jazz. They know where he is going. That is exactly what we said when we started the show today. Apparently, he has some inside information that he knows what team is taking him. Like I said earlier, I think it's the Nets, the local team. He's a local kid. I do think the Nets, who have 5 picks in the first round, who can't afford to make all 5 selections, will use a bunch of picks to move up and try and get Ace Bailey. So if you guys want to try and find some angles on that, that's a little bit more reassurance of what I was saying earlier. I do think there is going to be a big trade tonight, maybe 2, and I do think Brooklyn is going to be one of the teams making a big push to move up in tonight's NBA draft. All right, JD, we have one more game we're breaking down. It's going to be for Thomas. We have the Red Sox. We have the Angels. Pitching for the Angels is you say, he say, she say, Kukoc. Kukoc is 2-6 on the year with a 3.01 ERA, and boy, have they done him dirty. 2-6 with a 3 ERA. Got to help Kukoc out a little bit. He's pitching pretty well for you guys. On the other side for the Red Sox, we got Richard Fitz. Mr. Fitz is 0-3 on the year with a 4.71 ERA. JD, we got the Angels as a minus 130 favorite in this one. Red Sox coming in as a slight dog. Red Sox are losers of 4 consecutive games. Angels are winners of 3 of their last 4. Like I said, Angels are a minus 130. What do you like?
I would have to be on the Angels side here, man. Fitz is just somebody who I am not looking to back. The Red Sox, just as a team, or just a team that I'm not currently really looking to actually back. Like ever since the trade, they're just, like I said, and like actually until they show me something, they're just not a team that I'm like looking to back. So especially with that and then actually Fits on the mound, a guy that I'm definitely not looking to back. It's to me like I'm going to stay away from it, just because the Angels, whenever I seem to want to bet on them or either do bet on them, they do not win for me. They are another one of those teams of mine that I just can't seem to like get right. So for me, I am staying off, but I would have to definitely lean the Angels side.
I don't have a VIP play on this. Like I said, I have 7 plays today. I have 6 straight plays. Wait, let me double check. 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 total plays today, 6 straight plays in a parlay. This did not make my list, but I would lean Angels if I were to take something. It's just hard to back a pitcher that's 2-6 on the year. They haven't been winning for him. And on the other side, as JD said, I'm not backing the Red Sox right now. I spoke about it at the time of the trade when they traded Rafael Devers, that I didn't like what they were doing. I imagine the mentality if you're a guy on the Red Sox who's not named Alex Bregman. They basically said, Alex Bregman's been signed for 3 months. They came out 2 nights ago and said, we're looking to extend him now, not even wait. So he's looking like he's safe and going to stay there. But what if you're a guy like Duran in the outfield? What if you're another player on this team? Are you going to be sold at the deadline? This team is clearly looking to sell for this year. They're not looking to compete this season and looking to acquire future assets. So I think the mentality around the Red Sox is not great right now, and it's tough to perform under that kind of mental struggle that you're going with. So the Red Sox are not a team I'm going to be backing right now. Unless they go on a heater and they start playing well, maybe I'll start considering playing them. But until I see it, I just can't. JD, we have one more question. I know, I keep adding it to you.
This one's so easy, man.
This one is so easy. Shout out to our guys, Sports. We like sports. Welcome to the show. I haven't seen your name here
sports,
before.
Man.
We love sports, dude. That's what we do. That's literally what we do. All right, so we got the Gardos. Let me pull that up.
This is the easiest handicap ever, man.
Well, take it away. I'm still pulling.
I love Max Scherzer's eyes, so I'm just going to bet on him.
Yeah, you know what's weird, bro? You texted me this morning too. I texted JD. I was like, "Oh my god, it's a Max Scherzer day! How exciting is that?" And he said, "I love his eyes." You confused me when you said it this morning too. So I need you to elaborate a little bit more on why you love Max Scherzer's eyes and what are you taking in this game?
No, yeah, actually, you actually said that, and it was just a joke. It's actually kind of like our wives, you know, when they say, "Hey, we like this football team because of the mascot," you know.
Got it.
It was just a joke on that because Max Scherzer's eyes, I'm sure most people know about his eyes, are 2 different colors and all that stuff. But
well, let me tell you something. As a straight male who works in the sports industry, Couldn't tell you one of the two colors of his eyes. Not one of them. So
Come on, man.
glad you can. What do you like in it, bro? What do you like in this game?
But no, as far as this game, I have absolutely nothing. This is a stay away.
Well, I told everyone I have 7 VIP plays today. What if I told you, JD? I have a VIP play today from this game.
Wow.
And what if I told you, JD, that my favorite team to bet this year is in this game, which you already know. You already know what team I love back in, and I don't know why I hate this team in general. Never been a fan of the Blue Jays, but they've done so well for me betting them this year. I had them last night. They had a big 10-6 win. Another team that blew a big lead early in that game got a little hairy. They ended up pulling it out late. I'm on the Blue Jays yet again. I do think there is value here, taking them at a dog price. Let me see what I got them at. What's the line? I got them at a -104 this morning, and it looks like I got a bad line because now you can get them at a +100 or +105. So the line is moving even more towards the Gardos here. But the main reason is in this game is I'm not a big Gavin Williams fan at home. I know he's done okay this year. He does have a 3.5 ERA at home. And then you take a look at how this team has done when Gavin Williams has pitched over his last 5 starts. They have lost 4. He is 1-4, or the team is 1-4 in his last 5 starts. They lost a 2-1 game to the Giants. Can't blame him for that. They didn't put any runs on the board. Game before that, he gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, and 2 earned to our Seattle Mariners, one of our new favorite teams. Game before that, they lost 5-3 in extras to Houston. Can't really blame him for that. But they're not winning when he's on the bump. So if you're going to give me a dog price on the team that I think has the better offense, can compete with the bullpen, I'm going to take the Blue Jays. So that's exactly what I am playing here, JD. It is a VIP play for me. I'm all over the Jays on the money line. I took him at -104. Not a good line. You can now get it at a +100 to a +105. So take advantage of those lines. All right, JD. It's about that time. We covered a lot more games than we anticipated. And guys, never feel like you don't want to bother us by putting a game in. So we tried something different today. We normally do 5 games a day when it's the 2 of us. We only did 4 on the schedule because we knew you guys would have some questions and some games you want us to go over. We always say on the show, we want to go over whatever games you guys want us to go over. That's why we're here. We're here for you guys. So ask questions. We are here to answer anything you guys have. This show is just as much for you guys as it is for us. All right, JD. Well, it's about that time. All that being said, that we get into our best bets for today, Wednesday, June 25th. And as always, our best bets are powered by Player Profit. Guys, if you don't know what Player Profit is by now, you just must have not watched the show or been on the internet. Player Profit is an unbelievable company that allows you to take different challenges to try and get funded and to bet with someone else's money and keep a portion of the returns, a portion of the profit. You go through challenges with Player Profit, you go through their challenge, you get approved, they will fund you, and you will be betting with their money and with a chance to win a portion of that. JD, we're excited to bring it up. Let's pull it up here because guess what, everybody? Guess what? Look at that. Look at that. How did we do yesterday, JD? Show them what we did yesterday and where we went in our challenge.
2-0 yesterday. We can see here. We can bring them up here. I had the over, the way I actually won 1,000 there, and then you had the Mariners on the money line.
Yes,
we ended up winning 694 there. And if you look here, as far as this week, we've had 4 best bets, and we are 4-0.
Woo!
So now, as far as completing this challenge, we're at $2,209 out of the 5,000. So we are almost halfway there.
Yep.
So let's see what actually we can do again to touch today, guys.
Yep.
Alpha, what is your best bet?
Go first. Put yours in. Because I'm going through the lines right now to see what's moved. Like I originally wanted to do a play that is moved to a -160. So we're definitely not going to do that one. Because we want to put one in that has a current line. So which one are you going to put in there?
You know, I actually looked at the weather when actually more time just a second ago. This Mariners Twins game, I do think is actually going to get played. It actually may start late, but I do think it's going to get played. So I am going to go with this over 7.5 one more time. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to play to win 1,000 here because it's a play that I feel like I have a very big edge on.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. So what are you thinking?
What's the line they have on the under in the Pirates? 6.5 -105. Do it.
Do you want me to check for the 7, or do you like
if
that?
they have? Yeah, let's see what they got on the 7. If they have the 7 anywhere under a -120 to -125, I'd prefer it. But I'm happy to take the 6.5 as well. Under 7 is minus 140.
No.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Give me the 6.5, baby. Let's do it to win 500. We're not going to go heavy. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I kind of want to throw one more in, though.
I mean, hey.
But our streak is hot doing one each. So, like, I don't really want to ruin our mojo here. But what do they have the Mets money line? We haven't gone over that game. What do we have in the Mets money line? If it's under a minus 150, I want it.
No, minus 150.
Nope. Yeah, I love the Mets, guys. I got them at a minus 145 this morning. If you can get them at under minus 150, and I know we talk about it on the show all the fucking time. I know we play the hot teams, we fade the cold teams. Not tonight in this Mets game. Not with the pitching matchup. Not with how badly the Mets need a win. I'm all over the Mets tonight, and I do think they will be able to have a big win. And yeah, Thomas, I agree. Thomas just put in there. Big on the Mets tonight, Thomas. Big on the Mets.
So, yeah, as far as tonight, those are going to be our our best bets there. Alpha's going with that Brewers and Pirates under 6.5 to win 500. I'm going with that Twins and Mariners over 7.5 to win 1,000. Like I said, I just actually once again today we have a big edge. Pat is coming in.
Pat has come on. Pat has come on.
As always. But look, guys, we have a special here. Getting up for everybody. If you use code MBM, if you buy a 5K account from Player Profit, you will get a month of VIP free. 10K account, get 2 months free. 25K, 3 months free. 50K, 6 months free. And if you get a 100K, you get a full year of VIP free. Make sure to use code MBM because that also gets you an extra 10% off.
And what was the code, JD? One more time? Because a lot of you guys keep DMing us that you've signed up, but forget to use the code MBM. Please use the code MBM. It does help us out a lot. Also, if you guys do sign up and you guys do a challenge, hit us up. We're here to help you. If you have any questions on any games you want to do for the challenge, you want to talk about a game, you want to figure something out, we're here for you. We're here for you. Code MBM. Get in there, win a challenge, and get funded by Player Profit and use their money to gamble. Nothing's better than gambling with someone else's money.
Yeah, and another one of the cool things there is when you do sign up and actually get in there and then you actually get in VIP also, we have a Player Profit channel where I am doing a 100K challenge currently, and actually I drop all my plays there. So I show you exactly how I'm playing, and there's a bunch of guys who are actually also doing the challenges, and we're in there. We can talk, we can throw in plays, so we can all do actually this. So it's actually not like you're at your own here. So yeah, get in there and join us.
There we go. Get in there, join us, and let's cash together. We appreciate all 1,300 of you who are still rocking with us. You guys are fucking awesome. We appreciate every single one of you. You guys make it fun doing what we do every day. The comments, the back and forth, we just love it. We appreciate every single one of you. JD, I'm getting hungry, brother. Get me the fuck out of here so I can make some lunch.
Well, we said that this week was not going to be good. We said this week was going to be great. And so far, it has been
great.
So let's just keep that going, guys. I hope everybody has a great Wednesday, and let's fucking win.
Oh, you're right. It is Wednesday. Good to know that. Let's fucking win. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace, everybody.